Hello, it's Mike Devlin with the Michael Devlin Group, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately about maybe I should wait to buy a home because there's going to be a great big crash. Well, let's take a look at that. First, let's answer the question, why is there a housing bubble? Why have there been a housing bubble? What creates a housing bubble? And the answer is that when prices rise very rapidly, it attracts investors, speculators, and they start buying houses. Not necessarily to live in, not necessarily to fix and flip, just to buy houses and hang on to them to ride the appreciation up. The result of that is an increased demand for homes. So new home builders build new homes. There's more homes being built, and then at some point the speculators see that the market is not going up as much, and then they dump all their inventory, and now there's more properties than there are buyers, and the market crashes. That's the idea, right? And it has happened before. Just the question is it happening now? So why is the market so competitive now? Well, first of all, there's low inventory. There's a scarcity of houses for sale. And that's due to a lot of reasons, increased demand, and some things where boomers are not necessarily putting their homes on the market. Also, low interest rates. Although they're starting to go up, if you look at historical interest rates, like from the 1970s, what is the average interest rate? It's over 6%. Right. So interest rates being very low obviously makes people motivated to want to buy a house. And then you have millennial home buyers, right? And Generation Z, right? And they're forming households, and there's a lot of them. And there's estimated that another 30 million millennials may be entering the home buying market in the next couple of years. That creates more demand. So will the housing market crash? Probably not. Why? Because we still have a low supply. It seems unlikely, right? Before the 2020s, in the 1990s, that's when very few homes were being built, right? So we have a low supply. When you look at the millennial demand plus our inability to create more homes very quickly, that's unlikely to change. Also, mortgage underwriting is different than it was the last time we had a crash. Back then, there were loans that were called ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets, right? You could get a loan, stated income, known as the liar loans. They didn't verify your employment. They didn't verify how much money you were making. They didn't look at tax returns. Also, there was 100% financing. Well, that's not the way loans are being made today, so we don't have as many risky loans. Also, if mortgage rates go up, which they're likely to do, what that'll do is discourage further speculation, right? The speculators generally speculate when interest rates are very low and they can use other people's money. And one of the biggest differences between where we are today and back in 2008, back then, loans were being made at 100% financing. And so, why would anybody lend 100% and not even check the income? And the answer was they expected prices would always go up, right? But then the market crashed because there was so much speculation. Right now, the nationwide average homeowner has $150,000 in equity. So we don't have people that are upside down like there was in 2008 and 2009. Back then, when they couldn't make their payments, the only real option was foreclosure. Right? But people have equity and could sell, and it's unlikely to crash. So, our home price is going to drop in 2022. Isn't that the big question? Probably not. Because the one trend that seems very, very clear is that demand is strong, and demand is going to continue to be strong because of the millennials. Now, when would that change? Well, first of all, when new home builders start building a lot more new homes. And although they're working on it, there's a delay, and it's unlikely that that's going to pick up in 2022 and substantially change the inventory. New technologies, 3D printed homes and things like that might make it easier for many properties to be built a lot quicker and a lot cheaper. And if that's the case, that could increase inventory. changing zoning laws so that cities are able to have more multifamily, more construction of homes, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, multifamily dwellings, things like that. Some of that's been hindered by outdated zoning. And baby boomers, at some point, they got to sell, right? At some point, right? They're going to be selling their home. And as they age, more of them are going to be putting their homes on the market. When those things start occurring, then we could have an increase in the supply that would outstrip the demand, causing prices to drop. But right now, there's no serious, what I would call serious or credible source that predicts that real estate prices are going to drop in 2022. Any questions, reach out to me. I look forward to talking about real estate. Hope you found this useful. Thanks a lot.